Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Cleaner Eating More Living Healthy Lifestyle workshop. Today, we're going to see a few points of the importance and the great dangers of the epidemic of obesity. We're going to go over and how to feel comfortable and making that new change and wanting that new healthy lifestyle tips and what things that we can do to start a change in our normal life and seeing in the reality of things. Sometimes we have this high expectations and start doing huge changes without knowing the great effects that it has in a long time. Sometimes we just need to start by doing small things. A road to a new and improved version of yourself. It's okay to want to change for yourself. Love yourself, your body, mind, and health. Health doesn't have to be boring. Sometimes we just, from one day to another, we just decide we just want to do a huge change, but change doesn't come from one day to another. We have to start somewhere, and this workshop, I hope you guys learn things things that you want to know before you start to a new exit to a healthy life. The obesity epidemic. Obesity has reached epidemic proportions in populations whose environments promote physical inactivity and increased consumptions of high-calorie foods. Obesity is a complex health issue resulting from a combination of causes and individual factors such as behavior and genetics. People who have obesity are at higher risk for many serious diseases and health conditions. Obesity has reached epidemic proportions in populations whose environments promote physical inactivity and increased consumptions of high-calorie foods. Nationwide, obesity stood at 29.4%, which tripled from 1990. It's quite alarming how obesity has become such a huge danger in our country and within ourselves as a population. Without realizing, this problem just got bigger and bigger, literally, and we want to put a stop into that. And by doing that stop, by changing, we can't change the whole statistics and data, but we can start within ourselves to make a huge impact to others. By starting with ourselves, we can promote an example. For example, you might be a mother, you probably want to start becoming healthier. You start becoming healthier within yourself, and then your family will start seeing those changes and shortly will try to adapt with you. And I feel like that's important for everyone to start doing in order for this epidemic to decrease. How obesity is taking over. In 2014, the Texas obesity rate crept up to 30.9%. More than a fourth of Texas adults reported getting no exercise in the last 30 days. In 2010, Texas had the 13th highest rate of obesity in the U.S. Quite alarming. Why is this important? Why is becoming healthier so important that we have to start promoting and having people check their health and be more aware of it? Well, obesity results from the energy imbalance that occurs when a person consumes more calories than their body burns. Obesity is a serious public health problem because it is associated with some of the leading causes of death in the US and worldwide, including diabetes, heart diseases, stroke, and some types of cancer. Sometimes all these diseases often comes from one thing, which is obesity, and obesity can be preventable by starting to taking care of ourselves. Um, it's quite really sad to see so many families go through such heartbreaks or hardships in life because of diseases like diabetes, heart disease, and especially cancer. And to know that we could do something about it, it hurts the most. So, when to start? Remember, changing lives is always the starting point and ending point. We should start caring of our well-being since birth. Sometimes you'll see an expecting mother, and you'll see her starting and being healthier because now it's not only about her, but it's for her, the new baby. So that is why it's important to start nutrients since we have the baby in the womb, so they can have nutrition and start realizing how important it is to start from such a young age, because it then becomes like a huge lifestyle within us, and it doesn't have to be a big difference or having to get sick in order to change. Starting early can become a huge effect. It will be part of your lifestyle. But don't worry, sometimes we didn't grow up in certain circumstances when we had decisions. Sometimes our parents are, for example, in my case, my parents worked so hard, and to make life easier, they will just feed me whatever was the fastest, McDonald's, Wendy's, whatever it was that was the fastest. And sometimes that's not the most great decision for you for as a parent to make, but sometimes it's hard, and sometimes we need to make those changes to have it applied to our younger generation. Remember baby steps, small steps, big changes. We need to start with small steps. Sometimes that's one of the most important steps when wanting to do a change, because there are cases where we just want to see a huge difference and start doing big steps, skipping the minor ones. And then when we start getting, well, I don't want to say bored, but when we starts getting hard, it does start getting hard, and it starts getting hard soon, because we think that we skip all those small changes, that often that's what leads us to go back. Don't expect to change completely from one day to another. Start by making small decisions daily. Start changing small habits. Where should we start, for example? Well, let's start by staying hydrated. The U.S. National Academies of Science recommend that an adequate daily fluid intake is about 15.5 cups of fluids a day for men and about 11.5 cups of fluids a day for women. Drinking water can release and take all those toxins out of our bodies, all those wastes that we don't need. So that is one other reason why staying hydrated is very important. An example can be, we can start by switching our soda beverage to water. Sometimes with our lunch, we often try to drink a soda, a glass of Coke, Sprite, maybe a high sweet tea with high sugars. Why don't we start a small change by switching that high sugary drink to a simple drink as water? That will not only will that increase our intake in water, but it will also have that baby step in deleting certain things that we should try not to drink, like soda, for example. What are some of the causes of obesity? Well, those are high calorie foods, sedentary lifestyles, heredity, and hypothyroidism. Choosing wisely. Eating healthy doesn't have to be boring. Sometimes when we think about healthy food, we often tend to think about boring food that, I don't know, as children we might think that broccoli is yucky, but it actually doesn't have to be like that. There's a lot of healthy, delicious recipes out there that are not boring. They're actually very nutritious and often more delicious than our regular comfort food. But think about it. It's also we can also always treat ourselves when there's times where our body's gonna crave a burger, and there's no wrong in doing it. You can have that burger, but we just have to remember to choose wisely. Like, do you really need this burger? Why don't we just have a delicious salad or something, another healthier choice? But of course, being a healthy lifestyle doesn't have to mean right away deleting foods like burgers and chicken strips, whatever you like. Yes, you can have some of that. Doesn't mean that it's the death of those type of foods. You can have them, but with limitations. For example, switching your morning donut to something a lighter choice. You might sometimes be in a hurry and you need a donut and a coffee to go, but often you're not getting full with that. You need something more. You can often switch that donut into a delicious, for example, peanut butter toast with raspberries. It's often more delicious and more nutrient. We need to do more physical movement. Regular physical activity can improve our well-being. Exercise delivers oxygen and nutrients to your tissues and helps your cardiovascular system work more efficiently. Examples can be, instead of taking the elevator, we can take the stairway. We can also take the kids walking to school. We might be working in an office and often always take the elevator. We can start a small change by taking the stairways instead. And that will help you increase your physical activity. Sometimes we can take some times, maybe not every day, but sometimes take your kids walking to school. That will not only help you, but your child as well. Starting and walking 30 minutes a day can make a huge difference. And always remember, just enjoy the ride. Always remember to enjoy the simple things in life. A healthy lifestyle is supposed to be enjoyable, not stressful. You need to have fun in the long path, because this is a lifestyle. It's not only for a certain amount of time. So just enjoy it, have fun, and remember, always enjoy the simple things in life. I hope you guys enjoyed this workshop as much as I did, and